Welcome to a new Energy Capital interview. I'm Belina Ferrer, and today we'll be talking with John Davies, Chief Executive Officer at Davies Public Affairs. Hi, John. It's great to see you today. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm really happy to be on the program. I'm excited about what you're taking on and what you're doing with your publication and your broadcast.
Thank you. In this interview, John will talk with us about how American natural gas can save the planet. So, without further introduction, I'll start with the first question. What is Davies Public Affairs and what is its role in the American natural gas panorama?
Well, so we're in essence storytellers, but we're more than that because we reach out to tell the story and deliver it. So probably the best way to tell the story are the type of things we've worked on. We've worked on one of the largest LNG terminals where we were facing great opposition through confusion, and we're able to relate to the community, get people to hear what was going on, get them out to take a tour of the site, and become strong supporters. And when having the final public hearing where there were limited to a couple hundred people, and 80% of them, 85% of them were supporters. So, people, once they hear the energy story, get excited, but they need to hear the story and what it means. And so we've done that for power plants, for pipelines, and recently we opposed a ban on natural gas in the state.
How do you see the future of natural gas amid an instant supply and prices in Europe and aggressive climate targets in America?
Well, I think the future of natural gas is up to the industry because it's not one of those issues where the public is outraged or upset. The American public, through our own polling, extensive polling in the last 2 years, as well as other publicly available polling, the public supports natural gas at great levels. I mean, 65 to 75%. And so it's up to the industry to engage the public and get them involved. There are those who are opposed to the industry. And the sad thing is the American natural gas industry has been responsible for a cleaner climate, a cleaner global climate, especially a cleaner American climate, by great numbers over the past two decades. And that can only continue.
Precisely in this global context, American natural gas is playing a key role. In fact, the US is a major producer and recently became the leading exporter in the world of liquefied natural gas. In this regard, American companies are signing long-term deals with countries like South Korea, China, and India, which is helping to solve the global crisis. How do you see American natural gas role in this context?
Well, I think America has the amount of natural gas. We have enough natural gas that we can supply a lot of the world with clean energy and prosperity. At the end of the day, energy equals education equals prosperity for many nations. Many nations suffer without energy, or they're using dirty energy, or they're using expensive energy. So being able to be an exporter is an incredible benefit to the world and a benefit to the US.
Particularly in America, it appears to be two sides of the coin. Natural gas as a bridge to cleaner energy sources and natural gas as a pollutant. How do Davies Public Affairs address these conflicting views?
Well, first off, the general public and the more active public agree on this issue. I mean, you may change by party and may change by some other demographics like age, but the American public sees natural gas as a long-term player in the energy picture in America. I mean, they understand we need to have an all of the above. We're very involved in wind energy and in solar energy, helping people get those projects approved. It's a combination. We don't have enough land, we don't have enough copper, we don't have enough natural resources to go into the solar and wind that it would take to replace natural gas. It's just not there. And so The side that it's a transition, I believe the transition that's going to take place that we need to talk about in natural gas is it's going to continue to get cleaner and cleaner. Where many people thought that natural gas helped the environment get cleaner, the real story is natural gas, through decarbonization, through really careful work at the wellheads and pipelines, delivery systems, can become much cleaner and get to the point of being close to net zero carbon.
Indeed, technology is enabling cleaner natural gas and cleaner exports. What role do natural gas will play in the global energy transition?
Well, if you look at it, it's either going to be natural gas or coal, or natural gas and coal. I mean, today in India and China, there are thousands of coal plants being planned and built. And well, I mean, I don't want to take on coal. Coal could be cleaner if there was an economic model for coal to be cleaner in the US. There's technology and ingenuity that could do that. But right now, we'd much rather have cleaner natural gas in the world than we would have coal. And if you look at the developing parts of the world, who they're going to use so much more energy than the United States or North America uses. It's going to be a radical change, and we're going to need to export natural gas from the US and other places.
What can natural gas producers do to source their product in a more sustainable way? How can they communicate their advancements to earn the public's trust?
Well, and my time in the last year in Texas and throughout the oil fields in Texas and in the Marcellus, around the country, is that the industry gets it. They're making major moves to decarbonize and continue to clean natural gas. They're taking on projects. They're looking for the best measurement tools. So what needs to happen that they're doing is they need to acknowledge the challenge and take it on head on and solve it. Then they need to be transparent and show what they're doing and how they're doing it. And last, they got to engage with the public and show them. I mean, if you tell someone what's happened with natural gas replacing coal-fired power plants in the United States over the past 20 years and what the improvement is in environmental standards, they're shocked and excited, and then they become very supportive. When they hear the opportunity of exporting natural gas as a cleaner fuel to, as you said, China, India, but also Europe, and also around South and Central America, people get very excited because the opportunity to have a cleaner environment, and they're supportive. They want to see it, and strategically, there's nothing better than having the U.S. be the supplier of that energy, than having some nations who are not that dependable and are going to play the game in the national or international political game with the energy.
Thank you, John. As we have outlined all along the interview, American natural gas plays a key role globally as an enabler of energy transition in other countries. What responsibility do you think then American producers have in this regard?
Well, I think if you look around the country and if you look at where the export facilities are, they're all within routes in Texas and in Louisiana. They're some on the East Coast where there's already facilities, and there's new ones being proposed that can get to the Marcellus, Pennsylvania, Marcellus, and get that out to the world. And being a dry gas, being a gas that environmental standards, a group called EQT has made these pledges, and the industry is following of being cleaner and cleaner. They're working with some incredible groups, including Project Canary, that are helping people acknowledge what they can clean, help them show how to clean it, and then be transparent. So, I mean, we have this incredible opportunity for wealth creation in the US and energy supply for the rest of the world. And it would be absolutely just so wrong, a lost opportunity to help the world if we don't take advantage of this.
Yeah, I agree with you. Would you share some final message with our audience or any final thoughts regarding this subject?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm looking, we work with producers, we work with utilities, we work with pipeline companies, we work with LNG companies. And my advice to all of them is you've got to find your best story, your true story, who you are, why you're doing what you're doing. And then you've got to share that with the public nearby. We need to move the decision makers in our nation. We need to move the regulators in our nation to understand that America supports very strongly the increased use of natural gas, the decarbonization of natural gas, and the export of natural gas, and that many decision makers need to catch up with the public on that regard, but they won't unless the industry proudly tells their story and gets out there and does so.
Well, thank you so much, John, for this interview. I'm looking forward to see you again soon.
I hope so too. Thank you so much. You did a great job. Good to talk with you.